Hello everyone and welcome back to G-senjou no Maou. Let's continue with the next chapter. School hours are actually my hours off. Even though today is Monday, I skipped school in order to perform my prioritized tasks. Today I'll be investigating the upcoming redevelopment of the Eastern District. Following the success of the theme parks downtown, they hope to draw a swarm of large-scale entertainment businesses into the region. Though the Usami Corporation doesn't directly deal in real estate, projects like these still bring people knocking on our doors. When you are a front for organized crime, your special brand of land sharking and property acquisition is always in demand. However, I'm very sorry, this is simply an accounting error. I apologize for the mistake. Ever since my meeting with Usami 2 days ago, my mind has been wandering. Right, I'm heading there now to look for myself. I couldn't concentrate at all yesterday, and my head felt sluggish, almost like I wasn't fully awake yet. Which is quite odd, considering I went straight to bed after leaving the coffee house on Central Boulevard. This is all Usami's fault. I suddenly thought of Usami in her penguin suit. After hanging up the phone, I watched the passing crowds with apathy. When I walked past the shop Usami worked at, I saw that she wasn't there. There she is. What? A voice suddenly called out to me from behind my back. What? What's this all of a sudden? Is she retarded? Nah, she's just having fun. What about you? Why aren't you at school? You always look gloomy. Go get a haircut. An unusually sincere look of surprise erupted on her typically smug face. What? Why? Thank you very much. Why would you think I like long hair? She just wanted to corner a meal out of me. That's not going to happen. I'm busy right now. My hesitation was clearly a mistake. Do you have some business with me? Usami laughed. That smug smile was back on her face. She spoke so nonchalantly. What did you say? You met Maou? Huh? In other words, you didn't see his face? Really? Usami is rather eccentric, so one can never be sure when she's being serious or not. She changed the topic again. I can't help but fear that she's trying to corner me. I was. What about it? Well, occasionally something comes up that can't be resolved over the phone, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me about Maou. What's she getting at? I went to Central Boulevard in the afternoon. Other than that, I was at home most of the day. What's this all about? It's as if you're checking my alibi. I only meant it as a joke, but Usami responded with a confident smile. Maou Usami stared intently into my eyes. Is he a man? Nah, he doesn't sound like a woman. She tiptoed around the question. I guess she wanted to give her opinion without coming to any definite conclusions yet. So he escaped. I took out my wallet from the breast pocket of my suit. I want to hear everything in detail. I motioned toward the coffee house with my chin. Don't worry about it. Serving the Eastern District can wait until this evening. They don't have it. I pretty much heard the whole story.
市内をだいぶ走り回りましたよ。
Usami played along with Mao's games and performed fairly well.
最後はしてやられました。姿を見られない場所に誘い込まれているとは気づきませんでした。
In the end, what did Maou want to do?
おそらく私に興味を示したんだと思います。
Interest? Why? Why would someone with the power to circulate drugs in secret be interested in a high school girl?
因縁があるんですよ。
What happened?
それを言うにはまだまだ友情が足りません。
Come on now, weren't you the one that said we should find Maou together? Usami shook her head.
いいですか、浅井さん。我々は敵と書いて友と読むような関係です。
Enemies?
利害関係の一致から協力しているだけです。魔王という強大な敵を倒すために一時的に力を貸し合っているのです。それ言い過ぎか。仲間なんだけどお互い秘密が多すぎていまいち信用できないだけか。
Your rambling is annoying.
ちなみに浅井さんは敵だった時は強いんだけど仲間になった途端に弱くなるタイプかと。
Not exactly sure what she meant by that, but she seems to be mocking me.
まあすいません。自分は魔王に恨みがあるとだけ言っておきます。
Well, I have a grudge against him too. Gonzo came down so hard on me because of that guy. I processed all the information. So Maou already knows everything about you, from your job to this coffee house. He even knows your nickname, Hero.
ですね。
On top of that, he prepared graffiti in advance and used his lackeys to relay messages to you. He probably uses the same kids to move his drugs around. Maou must be a person with a lot of power.
どういう意味で実力者ですか？
Well, at the very least, he's got a lot of money. He has someone working to gather information on you, doesn't he?
あるいは私の近くにいる人間こそが魔王なんでしょう。
I see. So that's why she was interrogating me about yesterday.
まあ身元の割れない携帯電話を用意するあたりも中東ですよね。
He must be quite familiar with the ways of the underworld. I'm beginning to get a faint picture of what this guy is like. What about his age and stature?
年は若いと推測してみます。
Because his voice sounded young?
それもありますが、行動に子供のような遊び心が伺えるからです。
I guess you could put it that way. If he wasn't a little brat, he wouldn't be playing hide and seek along Central Boulevard.
断定はできませんが。
Of course, many successful businessmen also have a playful mind. Some people don't forget their youthful passions. In fact, many people have found unexpected success when branching out into work that, as an observer would put it, allows them to play around.
浅井さんのお仕事の話ですか？
Well, I only just happened to talk to people like that by tagging along with my dad. I averted my eyes without thinking.
浅井さんは仕事のことになると目つきが変わりますね。
Of course, because we're talking about money. Money isn't a game.
心なしか声色も変わるような気がします。
Tsubaki once taught me that too. Like I said, my work involves handling money. During negotiations, I speak from the chest to make it harder for them to get a read on me.
そうですか。かっこいいですね。
I'm being stared at. I sighed and said, You think I'm Maou? Usami nodded without hesitation.
可能性はゼロではないです。
Does my voice resemble Mao's?
それは何とも言えません。ただ、浅井さんの声は時として変わるなと思っただけです。
If you want to talk suspects, I'd say we can't even rule you out yet.
いや、それはないっす。
And why not?
私自身が魔王ではないと知っているからです。
Well, I also know I'm not Maou.
説得力がありませんね。
Neither are you. Usami smiled wryly. Okay, how about this?
はい？
Let's make a deal.
最低限、私たちはお互いを疑わないということですか？
It's good to know that we understand one another.
別に、私は浅井さんを疑っているわけじゃありませんよ。
I'd like to believe that myself, but if you put down a security deposit, then I might believe you.
まあわかりました。何にせよ、浅井さんのことは信用していますよ。
Surely no one would trust someone they barely know unconditionally. Thank you very much. Usami stood up from her seat.
それじゃあ自分、学園行きますんで。
Aren't you taking the day off?
体調が悪いんで休もうかとも思いましたけど。 やっぱりサボりはまずいと思うので。
I suddenly realized something. You are actually being serious about not feeling well, aren't you?
まあ病院に寄るつもりでした。
Do you have a weak constitution or something? I never would have guessed.
いえ、たくましくも可憐なはずですが、スポーツは苦手です。
I'm not sure what she's getting at. Are you going to call a cab?
お金ないので。
Tell me when your payday is, and I'll let you borrow some money.
取り立てるってことですか？遠慮しておきます。
Alright then. Well, let's stay in touch. There's some sort of history between Usami and Maou. She said it was a grudge, but I'm not sure about the details. However, if they have such a history, there's always a chance that Maou will attempt to come into contact with her again in the future. As long as I keep up a good relationship with Usami, I might be able to pick up some important information.
どうしました？考え事ですか？
Huh? Well,
何を考えているか当ててみましょうか。
I've almost taken a shine to that cleverness of hers.
浅井さんにとって私がどれくらい役に立つか計りにかけてるんです。
It seems getting close to her won't be a waste of my time. By bizarre coincidence, I ran into Tsubaki. It was just as I was about to head for Central Boulevard subway station.
やっぱり浅井くんだ。
She can see my face too clearly for me to pretend I didn't hear her. Oh, are you going home now?
学園どうしたの？
I knew she was going to ask me that. Tell her I'm cutting or make up a reasonable excuse. No, let's make up a reasonable excuse. Truth be told, I was at a party. In order for her to notice my suit, I adjusted my tie.
パーティー？
My dad is an important person in the financial world. He said he wanted to introduce me to some people.
でもそんな理由で学園を休めるの？
I couldn't help it. I want to be of use to my father.
そっか。浅井くんいつも忙しそうだもんね。
She looks a bit lonely. You live in the Eastern District, right?
そうだよ。
Why don't we go part way there together then?
東区に用事でもあるの？
Ah, yes, I need to visit someone.
お友達？
Well, you could put it that way.
浅井くんはお友達多いな。
We walked amidst the sea of people towards the subway station's ticket counter. Land grabbing. To put it bluntly, that's my business here. In the Eastern District where Tsubaki lives, a large-scale ski resort is under development. However, that area used to be nothing but farmland. The landowners there have owned the property for ages. One company was very particular about buying all the land quickly. After some investigation, I discovered that it was a subsidiary of the Sanno Corporation. If you even think about doing something big in this town, Sanno's omnipresent name will come up sooner or later. The Sanno Corporation is a perfectly clean company, of course, but if there's a problem they can't settle cleanly, they leave the dirty work to us. 5 families. Our contract with Sanno requires us to drive 5 families away from their land.
浅井くん、そろそろ着くよ。
The subway exit opened near a small park. This place is different from Central Boulevard. The sea of people is nowhere to be found. Sure is cold out here.
山が近いからかな。
As Tsubaki was talking, my cell phone vibrated inside my breast pocket. Sorry, I gotta take this. It's Miki-chan. Hello? Yes. I see. Not a problem. Then how about next week? Okay.
電話終わった？
Yeah, it was a friend.
ひょっとして彼女さん？
I don't have a girlfriend.
前にいるって言ってなかったっけ？
I don't remember ever saying that.
本当にいないの？
Nope, still single. I'm not the type for serious commitment.
そっか。そうなんだ。私勘違いしてた。
She seemed embarrassed but also kind of happy.
彼女さんいるならあんまり一緒に歩いたり CD 買いに行ったりしたらダメかなって。
Even if I did have one, that much would be fine.
でも悪い気がしてたの。
She took a deep breath to show her relief. Apparently to Tsubaki, something of that extent was a major offense. I have some pretty complicated feelings about this one. To be honest, I kind of find her a little hard to deal with. She doesn't do any of the things a normal person would deliberately do to be liked by others. And naturally, when a person is too kind, you have a hard time believing they're genuine.
どうしたの？何か不機嫌？
Even so, she has good intuition. Well, I'll be going now.
どこに行くの？
Ah, the dresses. Her eyes widened when she heard me repeat the street and number. Tsubaki had always been an interesting girl. She possessed so much of what I lacked. The thought of becoming deeply involved with her crossed my mind.
あ、それって
Coincidence dictated that this thought would become reality.
うちの家の住所だよ。
What?